Welcome to SS2 Economics, Term 3, Week 3. Today we study poverty in Nigeria, how it is measured, why it persists despite oil wealth, and what policies can alleviate it. Poverty is one of the most pressing development challenges in Nigeria. Despite being Africa's largest economy by GDP, Nigeria is home to more people living in extreme poverty than almost any other country. According to the World Bank, over 40% of Nigerians live below the national poverty line, and Nigeria surpassed India in 2018 to become the country with the largest number of extremely poor people in the world. Understanding poverty, its measurement, causes, and solutions, is essential for Nigerian citizens and policymakers. Poverty is defined as the inability to meet basic human needs: food, shelter, clothing, health care, and education. Absolute poverty is measured against a fixed threshold. Those whose income or consumption falls below the poverty line are considered poor. The international extreme poverty line is set by the World Bank at $2.15 per person per day, at 2017 purchasing power parity. Using this threshold, over 80 million Nigerians lived in extreme poverty in 2023. The national poverty line is set domestically by the National Bureau of Statistics. The NBS 2019 Poverty and Inequality in Nigeria report set the per capita consumption threshold at 137,430 naira per year, approximately 376 naira per day. 40.1% of Nigerians, approximately 83 million people, were below this line in 2019. Relative poverty measures poverty relative to the average living standard of society. Someone is relatively poor if their income is significantly below the median or average income. Poverty is multidimensional. The Multidimensional Poverty Index, MPI, developed by the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative, OPHI, and UNDP, measures poverty across health, education, and living standards indicators. The MPI shows that poverty in Nigeria is concentrated in the north. The northwest and northeast have much higher poverty rates than the southwest, which includes Lagos. Nigeria's poverty has multiple interlinked causes. First, unequal distribution of oil wealth. Oil revenues have not trickled down to the majority of Nigerians. Revenue sharing through the Federation account has not been efficiently translated into public services or productive investment. Corruption has diverted public funds. Second, weak agricultural productivity. About 70% of Nigeria's population depends on agriculture for their livelihoods. But agricultural productivity is low due to lack of mechanization, limited irrigation, poor access to improved seeds and fertilizers, and inadequate extension services. Small-scale farmers struggle to earn income above subsistence. Third, poor education and human capital. Limited access to quality education, especially in the north, restricts the economic opportunities of the next generation. Nigeria has the world's largest number of out-of-school children, over 10 million. Without education, people are trapped in low-skill, low-income work. Fourth, infrastructure deficits. The cost of doing business is high due to unreliable electricity, poor roads, and limited water supply. Poor infrastructure makes poor communities even more isolated from economic opportunities. Fifth, insecurity and conflict. In the northeast, Boko Haram insurgency has displaced millions, destroyed livelihoods, and cut off communities from markets and services. Banditry in the northwest has disrupted farming. In the Niger Delta, oil-related conflict and pollution have destroyed fishing livelihoods. Sixth, rapid population growth. Nigeria's population grows at about 2.5 to 3% per year, which means national income must grow faster than this just to maintain per capita income. Nigeria has implemented numerous poverty alleviation programs, with mixed success. The National Poverty Eradication Program, NEPEP, was launched in 2001 and provided microloans and skills training to poor people, but was criticized for poor targeting and corruption. The National Social Investment Program, NSIP, launched in 2016 under Buhari, is the largest social protection program in Nigerian history. It has 4 components: the Empower Program, providing 500,000 unemployed youth with stipends and skills training while they serve as teachers, health workers, and agricultural extension agents. The Conditional Cash Transfer Program, giving monthly cash to the poorest 2 million households. The National Homegrown School Feeding Program, providing daily meals in primary schools to keep children in school and support local farmers. And the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, GEEP, which provides microloans to market women, traders, and farmers. Agriculture Development Programs. The Anchor Borrowers Program of the CBN provides cheap loans to smallholder farmers tied to specific commodities, rice, maize, cotton, with repayment in produce. Rice output has increased significantly. Land tenure reform. Unclear and insecure land rights prevent farmers from using land as collateral for loans. The Land Use Act needs reform to improve land access for small farmers. Education investment. More UBECE, Universal Basic Education Commission, funding for primary schools, especially in the North, can reduce child poverty by keeping children in school. Poverty in Nigeria coexists with extreme inequality. The Gini coefficient is a measure of income inequality ranging from 0, perfect equality, to 1 person has all income. Nigeria's Gini coefficient was approximately 0.43 in 2019, indicating significant inequality. The richest 10% of Nigerians consume 6 times more than the poorest 40%. The contrast between Lagos, with its skyscrapers, luxury shopping malls, and middle class, and rural communities in Kebbi, Zamfara, or Yobe states without electricity, clean water, or healthcare illustrates the extreme regional and social inequality within the country. Reducing inequality requires not just increasing the overall size of the economic pie, but ensuring the benefits of growth are shared more broadly. Progressive taxation, higher tax rates on higher incomes, social safety nets, increased public spending on health, education, and infrastructure in lagging regions, and land reform are all redistribution tools. The African Union's Agenda 2063 and the UN Sustainable Development Goal 10, reduced inequalities, both call for policies to narrow income gaps. To summarize, poverty is the inability to meet basic human needs. Absolute poverty, below a fixed threshold, World Bank, $2.15 per day, NBS National Line, 137,430 Nigerian nairas per year. Relative poverty, below the societal median. Multidimensional poverty, MPI measures health, education, and living standards. Over 40% of Nigerians are below the national poverty line. Causes: unequal oil wealth distribution, low agricultural productivity, poor education, infrastructure deficits, insecurity, rapid population growth. Alleviation programs, NEPEP, N-Power, Conditional Cash Transfer, School Feeding Program, Anchor Borrowers Program. Inequality, Gini coefficient 0.43, richest 10% consume 6 times the poorest 40%. Solutions: progressive taxation, social safety nets, increased public investment in lagging regions, land reform. For WAEC, define poverty, absolute and relative, explain the national poverty line, list causes of poverty in Nigeria, describe government programs to alleviate poverty, and explain what the Gini coefficient measures.